I think I need to be more prolific on YouTube. I think I'm being too precious about what I want to be on my channel. The thing about me is I want to get things right on the first try. I was thinking earlier, you know, a lot of times titles for things come a lot easier to me than like the actual content, which sounds reasonable. And so I was thinking about in defense of perfectionism. I was thinking I would write this on Substack, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that's another thing is like, I have a hard time. I just expect so much of myself. I expect to know in advance what will be the right medium for something. I expect to know in advance what exactly I'm going to say, or like know, like be able to tell a good enough trailhead that, like, I think of a trailhead and then I just know exactly what like platform I want it to be on, or like what medium I want to explore it through, and then I just do it and it comes out perfectly, like the first time. And this, I mean, that's like a lot to ask of somebody. But it doesn't feel like too much to ask of me because I consistently do it. But when I can't do it, or when it's not like on the tip of my tongue in the same way, I kind of crash. Like I get really hard on myself and you know, I feel like, okay, if I can't do it right now, which is to say if I can't do it always, then that must mean I can never do it again. Like I could do it before, but now I can't, and I never will be able to again. Which is like, you know, the whole thing of what's so upsetting about feelings is that it feels like they're going to last forever. And if only I could just like really truly viscerally accept the ephemerality of everything, the fact that everything is in flux, the fact that nothing lasts forever. I forget how I started that sentence, but if I can accept that, then I imagine feelings will not be as scary, as overwhelming, as too much as they feel right now. Which, hold on. I just remembered, oh, what the hell? I wanted to turn my mouse off because I just got a new mouse, but it has an on and off button because it's wireless and has a battery in there. Ooh. And I forgot to turn it off the other day, which I don't know, I guess that's fine. I'll just keep buying batteries if it needs new batteries. What was I saying? I don't know, so I just like expect a lot of myself, and it's like if I don't know, it's like that's I don't think that's a I was gonna say I don't think that's a reasonable thing to ask myself, but then again it's like it is reasonable because I do that a lot. And I don't know, like I think to an outsider it looks brave to be posting on the internet in the way that I am. But the reason it doesn't feel brave to me the reason I feel like I'm kind of being a coward about it is I still only, you know, except for a couple exceptions, I still only post things that to me in a way feel perfect. And if I were to really, I don't know, take this seriously, I don't even know what the hell that means, but if I were like really committing to this, or if I wasn't a coward, if I wasn't so scared, then I would be more comfortable posting things that to me didn't feel perfect. But that's hard to tell from an outside perspective because, you know, no one has the same hang-ups, I guess. No one has the same sense of like what's perfect and what's not, and what flaws are like accepted in that definition of perfect and which ones are too much to accept. I don't know. Once again, I'm kind of struggling to since it's been so long since I posted on YouTube, except for maybe yesterday, because I did a video to kind of, just a short little one, I think it was like five-ish minutes, just to break the spell, kind of get back in the habit. And that one, maybe I am being too hard on myself, because that one did feel imperfect. I almost didn't post it. It's like I struggle to, like, where's the line? Where's the line of trusting myself of like, no, this actually isn't what I want to post? How do I tell if that's too high of an expectation? Or like, if I just only always trust that instinct, then maybe I would never post anything. But I mean, back to being more prolific on here. Like, my thought is, if I just can post frequently enough, or like at a high enough volume, if both of those things are true, then I can outrun this sense of analysis paralysis, I guess, or like this sense of criticism. And if I can just keep posting and I can just stay in that space and not lose it like this. But I mean, that's not a reasonable expectation. Because at the end of the day, what's more important to me? Posting at all costs, posting prolifically at all costs, or is it, you know, doing what I actually want to do? And sometimes what I want to do is not posting. I don't know. It's like I don't know what the reason is for this loss of that feeling of, because you know, I used to feel so tuned in. Like I was so, I don't know. Like I'm imagining like nodes in my brain. I like, you know, had two hands and was like directly connecting into these nodes in my brain. And it was like it was like, you know, pulling down, it was like low-hanging fruit, pulling down the apples on a tree. I'm like, oh, this would make a good tweet thread, this would make a good YouTube video, this would make a good TikTok. But what is it about this losing that? What's happening there? And I feel like, you know, I don't know, a lot of it is maybe impatience. It's like I just want to be there already. Like I just want to I don't know. What do I want? Be where already? And, you know, I was wondering, like, am I ever going to be satisfied with what I'm doing? And, like, the level that I'm performing or functioning? I don't know, I mean, some part of me always is. But I think another part of me always isn't. I don't know, multiple times in the 12 minutes so far that I've been talking, I just get this sense rise up that it's like I could talk about anything. I could talk about anything. So how do I choose? How do I? I think earlier, one thing I wanted to, I don't know why I keep yawning. Maybe I should stop talking soon. What I wanted to process was, why does it feel so how do I describe this? It feels like such high stakes. No, I don't know. Like I desperately do not want to be forcing myself to do things. And I was wondering why that is. Why does it feel like such a big deal to force myself to do something? Like when it's almost like I snap back to reality. I like wake up and find that I've been forcing myself. And I was like, why does that feel like such a big deal? And it's like, you know, if I'm the one forcing myself, then I'm no better than the people who have done the worst things ever to me. Like, in some part of my brain, those forcing myself to like clean my apartment or like record a YouTube video when another part of me doesn't want to. It's like, how can I trust that I'm a safe person for me if I'm no better than those people? It's like any kind of forcing feels like qualitatively exactly the same as the worst kinds of forcing you could imagine. And so it's like, it's not just, you know, whether I do a task or not. It's like whether or not I'm the villain. Like whether or not I'm it's like, am I the hero, the victim, the villain? All of that is riding on like whether I can accurately decipher what I want to do in any given moment. That's how high the stakes are. So I guess it's like, if I can't decipher what I want in this moment, then I can't tell if I'm the villain. And it's like this, it's like a constantly renewing thing. I can't just like be, it's like, okay, I'm a fine person and that can just be true for the rest of my life. Or, okay, sure, I'm the villain and I can just, you know that for the rest of my life. It's like, every single moment is a new chance for me to be horrified at what I'm capable of. Ooh. It's like, it's this doesn't just apply to me. It's like God, the stakes are so fucking high in every moment of my life. Because for me, it's like, am I the villain or not? For other people, it's like, kind of like the same thing. Are you the villain or not? Are you secretly, am I going to like unexpectedly find out someday that all along you were not who I thought you were? Which also means all along I deluded myself into thinking that I was capable of keeping myself safe. And it turns out, after all this, that wasn't true. And that fear of like not having correctly assessed things, whether it's a person or a situation, is maybe that's a big one. I was tweeting earlier today about, the self-esteem issues I have. A big part of it is a fear that when other people compliment me, like, they're just lying or they pity me. And like, if I accept that they're telling the truth, that there's a possibility that like later on down the line I'll figure out that they were actually not being truthful at all, and they either pitied me or were like trying to get something from me. And I don't, that one baffles me. I don't know where that one's coming from. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where do you think I'm from, Cotton Eye Joe? I don't know. Maybe I've talked enough. I need a tissue. Yeah, look at me go. That wasn't so bad. Yeah, thanks for watching if you did. Bye.